दिन है लॉकडाउन का और हम सब इस समस्या से निपटने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जहां जिससे जो संभव है। इस संक्रमण से लड़ने में हमारे मुख्यमंत्रियों का, कांग्रेस के मुख्यमंत्रियों की विशिष्ट भूमिका रही और हम उनसे बारी-बारी से अनुरोध करते रहे कि वो आएं और बताएं लोगों को कि उन्होंने कैसे इस चुनौती का सामना किया। पंजाब की भूमिका जो है बहुत अग्रणी रही, खास करके जब आप देखें शुरू के विजुअल्स अगर ध्यान दें तो मुसीबत में फंसे हुए लोग हों, उनको सूखा राशन पहुंचाने की बात हो, या फिर वहां जो कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल और डेली वेजर्स जो कि पीएसयूज में लगे थे, वो चाहे रेगुलर हो या ना हो, उन सबको एक पूरे महीने का फुल सैलरी उनकी दी गई। या फिर अब वीट प्रोक्योरमेंट की बात हो 15 अप्रैल से, कि वो कैसे कर रहे हैं, क्या क्या इनिशिएटिव है, क्या क्या उनकी चुनौतियां रही, इन सब पर अपने एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करने के लिए हमने उन्हें आज बुलाया है। मैं उनसे आग्रह करूंगा कि वो अपनी बात कहें। आदरणीय कैप्टन साहब, यू कैन स्टार्ट सर नाउ। Unmute the mic first.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you and good afternoon to you all. What I suggest is I will give you a background of what we have achieved so far and what the current situation is, and then be open for questions as you think proper. We, as you know, were the second state to come into lockdown after Kerala. And the very next day, because, people normally tend to take things easy, we had to make it stringent by bringing in curfew. And we have curfew means people were not allowed out for anything. And we had to make arrangements for everything: food, milk, vegetables, rations, whatever. And it took us a little time because the entire lockdown had taken place in the country. So the replenishment was not coming into the supply chain had broken down. So we, for instance, coming to Delhi through Haryana locked out also, and then into Chandigarh and various other places. So like that, it took us a little time. But today, our whole system is working. We have people going to every mohalla with trolleys full of vegetables, etc. And people they stop by every door and people buy from them. Milk is delivered daily to everyone. Rations are being allowed. People can go to order from a Kirana store or go to a Kirana store, and which is in their mohalla, and then buy it. But normally, we prefer that they ring up the Karyana and he sends through these courier systems rations to them. So that is how we try to keep it under control. People are fed up because it's been a long time there, but it was necessary for us. Our situation is this: what we have achieved from the first day is the trouble we were faced with is just after this corona started the world over, and before this lockdown took place, 95,000 people who were Punjabis, either NRIs or people who had gone from here to Europe and other places, came back to our two airports at Amritsar and at Mohali, and through our two land ports, which is Wagah, beg your pardon, which is here in Punjab on our GT road, and one is further towards Dabali side. These are the two land entrances which they came through. And then in addition to this, 44,000 people came through Indira Gandhi Airport in Delhi, and their addresses were sent to us. Now, of course, they were all checked at the airports, but sometimes symptoms there don't show and they come up much later. So we got those lists, we put them into quarantine. We had to have teams visit their homes and check after a week, after 10 days, to see whether they had developed temperature or any symptoms. So it became a very major operation to keep that under control. Most of those people are now out. They finished their quarantine period, no symptoms, and they are out. That is one. The second, of course, is this new one, which has come from Nizamuddin. As of today, the figures are, we had, what have we had? We've had 651 people who came into Punjab from the Nizamuddin get-together, and we traced 636. 15 are still untraced, and we are looking for them. Currently in Punjab, therefore, out of these are 533. 481 people samples have been collected, and 27 have tested positive. And these are primary sources. Negative, of course, is 341, 113. We are still waiting for the results to come in. But that primary source is pending. The first two that started in Punjab was one here in Nawashehar, where one person came in and he infected a large number of people, and that village is still under lockdown. We've shut that village completely up. In Hoshiarpur, they were the second lot. Now, why I'm saying these areas, because these 4 districts, Nawashahar, Hoshiarpur, Jalandhar, and Kapurthala, are the Doaba region. And this has got the maximum number of NRIs abroad. And therefore, the maximum number of casualties and infected people are in this area. We've had to shut down a whole group of 14 villages in one place where this had developed in Hoshiarpur. So like that, this has taken us a little time. At the moment, things are under control. We have as I've said on that other points, now as far as testing is concerned, we are doing, the figures as of today are such that we have 132 confirmed cases in the state, out of which 11 people have died. Total samples we have collected so far is 2,877. Now here is the problem. For a state with 28 million people, 2,877 is not much. Problem is that initially there were only 3 sources of testing. One was our medical college in Amritsar, one in Patiala, and one, of course, the PGI in Chandigarh. Subsequently, we took it up with the government, and I think that initially there were only 3. They allowed Faridkot Medical College to come in, and now 2 private colleges in Ludhiana, the Christian Medical College and the TDH. These 3 we have asked now for them to be permitted, so that testing is going to improve. In addition to this, now with these new test kits that are coming, we test the positive or negative antigens. That is, hopefully we will have them this Monday or Tuesday coming, and then we can do mass testing. But then they are not supposed to be very reliable, but in any case, it's better than nothing. So once we do those tests, and if they show the positive sort of indicator, then they'll have to go through the corona test again. So that is something that we have had to do. There has been, initially, as you know, when everyone was taken by surprise in this whole thing. So we didn't really, nobody was really geared up for it. But now today we are geared up for everything. We have, I'll tell you, because people there are, time and again, I keep hearing that there's a shortage of equipment and all. Yes, shortage is there because nobody expected this. But what we want you to tell you is that we are going to probably have 4 phases which we have planned. First phase is where we get up to about 2,000 beds and equipment for that. Second one is going to be where we go up to maybe 10,000 or so patients and beds and etc. equipment for that. Third is for 30,000 patients and equipment. And phase 4 will be if things exceed that and go up to 100,000 patients. And we are also making arrangements for that. Now for that, we need equipment. Equipment today, ventilators, at the moment, happily, there's only 1 ventilator in use. The situation is that there is just 1 person who is on a ventilator stage. 2 of them are on the pre-ventilator stage where they are only requiring oxygen. And the rest, of course, are in bed in isolation wards. But as to the equipment situation, we have got 81 in government hospitals. We have, which are operational, out of which operational are 76. Ventilators in private hospitals are 358. Total operational ventilators that adds up to 434. Government has procured 8 already and 93 on order. So we will have roughly over 500 ventilators available to us if a crisis does develop. The N95 masks, we have got in stock 62,000. Fresh orders have been placed for 270,000, and total available stock at the moment, including 3792 of the new lot that has come in, adds up to 66,000. So we're not short of those. Similarly, the triple layer masks, we have gone to 32 lakh we have already got. So that is not going to be a shortage for us, though we have placed an order for another 2 lakh so that we can keep something in stock. So we should have 35 lakh of those masks in stock with us. PPE kits, Luckily for us, there have been some manufacturers in Punjab who have been able to make these PPE kits, and they have been further tested out in the government laboratory in Bangalore and given their approval. We've got about 14,000, out of it 2,000 have come in, and from Monday, their output is going to be 5,000 kits a day. Now, what we need, we will keep, and what we don't need, we will give it to the states that want them. Oxygen cylinders, we have no trouble with that. We have plenty in stock. Medical staff, what I did do, I made an appeal to all those doctors of government who had retired during the past 3 years, doctors, matrons, nurses, etc., paramedics, and I'm happy to say that more than we required, we got people coming in to say that we want to do this job, and we have written them down, and when we need to extend the staff, we will get it from there. So this is currently the status that exists here. Predictions by scientists, by doctors, are horrendous. I mean, we see what's happening the world over and how things are spreading. But we, from our side, are doing our best to ensure that the lockdown is maintained, and hopefully some sort of a medicine will come in due course, which we can treat them by. And at the moment, the medicines, as you know, it's only lockdown. And once they are in hospital, it is paracetamol, and that is all that we can possibly give them. Now, we've come to a point where alongside this, as it's going up, the numbers are going up. Yesterday, we had the maximum number of casualties, which we had another 27 people who became positive out of this 132, which I've given you. That only happened in one day. So the figures are going up. As and when phase 2 comes in from the initial effect, the infection that has come in, it spreads to the other people. Luckily, so far, most of the cases that have come it's been imported in from outside. But now this is likely to be phase 2, which is likely to spread. And these 27, most of them will be in that case. But alongside this, we are now faced with our harvest. We are going in for the harvesting from the 15th, 14th till the 14th. There's a lockdown. 15th is going to be when the harvest is started. We have to stop this congestion and people getting together and maintaining their distances. We've increased the number of mandis from 1,800 to 3,800 so that lesser people go into one mandi. And we are now gearing up for that. We are getting a bumper harvest also. This is the 4th bumper harvest, but therefore we have to be prepared for that as well. And God willing, it'll go off well. So that is our situation, which is there as far as the situation, what I mentioned to you and in the past and what we are doing today. Now, if there's any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yes, sir. I have a question, in fact, related to harvesting itself. That's the first question the friend from Router has asked. The question is, I'll open the floor, Pallavi. I'll come to you once we have finished with the questions I have already received. The first question is, sir, from Reuters. It is being asked, we understand the situation is fluid, but overall, what is Punjab's plan to lift the lockdown, particularly with the harvest season coming up? Will it be district-wise or some other method?
We are doing it district-wise and village-wise. We are giving permits to villages to go. So let's say now 3,800 mandis, and we have about two or three small villages attached to that mandi. Then now on first day it'll be one village, then the second village, then the third village for the third day. They should be prepared to come there, and that is the way we are trying to restrict the congestion in those areas. So that is it. But let me tell you, it's a very big operation in Punjab. We are expecting 185 lakh tons of wheat, and the marketable surplus we expect is about 135 lakh tons. So it's a very major operation, and hopefully we are gearing up for storage also. We have been asking Government of India. We've got wheat from last year. We've got rice from last year lying here. Our godowns are still not empty, so we've had to make temporary arrangements in shellers and all so that we can store this wheat. This is a big problem for us. The government has lifted little, but not the way it should have lifted. It should have lifted a lot. We, in fact, suggested that whichever states you send them to, instead of sending 3-month stocks and 6-month stocks. At least let us clear them, because where am I going to put all this wheat that's coming? So therefore, we have to now see temporary arrangements, which we are doing. Wherever shellers are existing, we are taking over the land and other open spaces and covering them with tarpaulins and all that. That is the only state we have left. I hope that doesn't, it's for us, it's a very funny situation. We are buying all this on behalf of the Food Corporation of India, which means Government of India. But any spoilage that takes place is to our credit. So if something goes wrong in the open, in the monsoons, the whole wheat is lost, government's not going to pay for it. It's going to be us who are going to be penalized for this. So that is a problem for us.
Sir, just a clarification. Will the lifting of lockdown will only be for farmers, or will it be a general lift?
No, we are going to allow this on this lockdown relief only for farmers for the moment. To do this, let me tell you that the figures that are being projected for India, that we are going to peak by July or August, and that things will really flatten out and things will start normalizing around October, November. That these are very frightening figures. And for any government to take a decision to say that I'm going to do away with lockdown is only increasing the infection rate going to go up rapidly. And that I don't think any government can take a decision on that. Now you're going to ask me what we are going to decide. Well, we are having a cabinet this afternoon, and we will take a decision on that issue. And once the cabinet decides, then we will announce it. But things are not good, and it is our duty to see that this infection is kept under check as much as possible.
Okay, so that brings me to the second question, which is that Centre just announced 15,000 crores for health infrastructure. Do you think it is enough? This is from Anand Prajapatrika.
Absolutely not enough. The day that the Chief Minister, I was in the first interaction with the Prime Minister, not in the second one, but this question was asked in the second one also to the PM. Every Chief Minister who met him said that 15,000 crores is nothing for the whole country. I mean, we've got a huge country with a 1.4 billion population. How can 15,000 crores be enough to look after to give money for control of this infection, when you're saying that 80% of India may get affected by it? So what is 15,000 crores? I think the Chief Minister there, many of them said that it should be 150,000 to 200,000 crores, if I remember correctly. Those are the figures that appeared in the press.
Okay, sir. I'll open the floor. The first question, PTI Sanjeev Chopra ji wanted to ask. Sanjeev, please come in, unmute your mic and ask the question.
Yeah. Morning, Captain Saab.
Morning, Sanjeev. How are you?
Good. I was just wanting to know, since you've already talked to a number of experts, and as you've said, things are frightening, and things are, they're predicting horrendous. So what kind of projections are you taking to the lifting of the lockdown, and what do you foresee?
Well, as I told you, first look at the global situation. I mean, look at America. It's reached 500,000 people who got infected with corona. Look at the way it's gone through UK, through Germany, through Spain, through Switzerland, countries which you never imagined they were so meticulous in their medical handling. Austria, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, they are also down. Italy is, I don't know how many thousands and thousands have died. So is Spain. And it's coming this way. And, one has to keep that at the back of your mind. So the figures that are being given by Indian scientists and medical practitioners are 80 to 85% of India will go down with this disease. Now, if those figures are correct, then they are horrendous figures. And therefore, governments have to look at those figures when you take a decision. We are not doctors, we are not scientists, but whatever we are told by the faculty and also by the science faculty, then we have to go by that.
Okay, sir. Next question is from Pallavi CNN. Pallavi ji, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Captain. The thing is that, tomorrow you're going to have a video conferencing with the Prime Minister. Odisha has taken the lead in announcing an extension of a lockdown. Do you propose that yourself? Or will you tell the Prime Minister tomorrow that the lockdown should be indefinitely extended, or at least till the end of the month?
No, this is a decision. We took a decision on lockdown before the government of India took it. Kerala was first, we were second, and the very first person the next day we took the decision to implement curfew to ensure that the lockdown was a success. Punjabis have the spirit, of not listening very much, so we had to put this. We had to put everyone under check. So that we had to do. But here it's we will take this decision, and we will take the decision today after the cabinet.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Next question is from Mosmi from Aaj Tak. Mosmi, go ahead. Mosmi, are you there? I'm afraid, I think, Sunil, you can go ahead. Sunil from NDTV, you wanted to ask a question?
Captain, good afternoon. Just wanted to check with you. You said 15,000 crores is not enough, as well as you're saying that you're going to partially lift this lockdown for the major operation of lifting for paddy and wheat, since you are the rice bowl for the rest of the country. What has been the response from the center vis-a-vis various episodes that you've seen in the last part? Has the railways intervened in taking and lifting the stock? Secondly, the 15,000 crores you're saying, because yesterday we saw from the health ministry briefing, which I was there, while they announced the 15,000 crores, they're making it very clear that they will procure the PPPs. Today you're saying I'm ready to give it to states. I'm making it myself 14,000. So there is a lack of clarity who's procuring what and how are you going about this?
No, the health ministry doesn't do this. This is the food ministry. Food ministry.
But I'm talking first about the food, and then the second is about the PPPs. In the two questions, there are two parts to it. The other one is, of course, about the PP.
PP is no. First thing is the food. Food is going to be. It is the Ministry of Food through the FCI who tells us what they require, and then we normally do we store it for them. That is the part that we store it for them. It's their money. They tell us what to buy. But if something goes wrong, they are responsible for this. So that is my worry now, because if we are going to buy so much and already your godowns are full, what are we going to do? So I suggested to the Prime Minister that distribute it, give it to the poor of the country for 6 months food or something, supplies, that at least we can get this wheat out. Wheat doesn't last. Rice lasts for a long time. Wheat gets bad very soon. That's one. And as to PPE kits, they can distribute to us, but we are making our own. I mean, if they have sufficient to give us, we'll be very happy. Our doctors, nurses, and all the people are interested in it. But we have been allowed by two agencies of ours in Ludhiana have been allowed to manufacture. And they're manufacturing now. And they're going to give us about 5,000 a day from Monday onwards. So whatever we require, we will keep. And whatever others can require, they can get from us directly, or they can go via the Government of India and get it from us.
Okay, next one is from ANI. Siddharth, go ahead, ask your question.
Well, good afternoon, sir. This is Siddharth from ANI. I just want to ask that what the financial relief the Punjab government want from the center, because many of the states of Congress ruling states and other states are demanding a financial package. So are you also demanding a financial package for Punjab to tackle down the relief program?
We have already, there were two aspects of it. One is our own money, which was stuck there. At one time, when I wrote to the Prime Minister a few days ago, GST, for instance, we had 6,700 crores pending there with Government of India. Right from October till now, they hadn't sent it. Now we have, in the last days, we have received about, 3,700? 3,700 crores we have received. So something has come in after my letter to the PM. So we are grateful to that, but we still need more money. This is only our money coming in for normal handling, normal giving salaries and running the state. What about assistance to us for the disaster which is coming? We have to, we are giving people food. They are getting rations free. We are getting all this, but somebody has to pay for it. I'm making 10 lakh food packets which are being distributed. Our police is doing it on their own. They are collecting and doing this. There are a lot of NGOs who are doing this. I heard a Major General Taneja from Jalandhar rang me the other day. He's doing 50,000. So NGOs are all pooling in, but eventually the responsibility lies with government. And it is our duty to see that food is arranged. And we are giving everyone food. Our blue card holders, for instance, we are giving 6 months food straight away. That we are authorized to do. But those people, I've got about, in Ludhiana alone, I've got about 10 lakh ordinary laborers who wanted to go, who've come from Chhattisgarh or Jharkhand or Bihar or wherever, who are sitting there, and we have asked our industry to look after them, and they have. Nobody left Punjab because they are all being fed. They are being fed, they are being housed, and they are being also paid wages where it's possible. But industry can't continue to pay wages without work indefinitely. Therefore, let us see how things work in the next few weeks, and then we'll have to take a decision on that.
Ranjita from ETV, go ahead. पूछिए सवाल. Ranjita, are you there? शशिधर जी, आप पूछ लें.
हाँ, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी, जल्दी करें, पूछें.
जी कैप्टन, न्यूज़ 18 पंजाब से हूँ मैं. सवाल ये था कि जो मरने वाले लोगों की जो संख्या है पंजाब में, वो लगातार बढ़ती जा रही है, और जो रेशियो है, जो उम्र है, वो तकरीबन 60 और 60 से ऊपर के उम्र के लोगों की है. तो इस तरह के जो मरीज आ रहे हैं, उनकी संख्या बढ़ती जा रही है. इसके लिए क्या अलग से कोई प्लान है पंजाब सरकार की तरफ से?
नो, देखिए, ये तो सब स्टेटों में बढ़ रही है, सब दुनिया में बढ़ रही है, तो पंजाब कैन नॉट बी आइसोलेटेड कि पंजाब में ना बढ़े. हमने कंट्रोल तो किया है टू सम एक्सटेंट. नंबर्स कंपेयर टू अदर स्टेट्स आर वेरी लो. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको आंकड़े दिए हैं, ये तो कंपेयर टू अदर स्टेट्स तो बहुत लो हैं, लेकिन ये फैलेगा. ये जो जिस तरीके से फैल रही है दुनिया में, पंजाब कैन नॉट बी आइसोलेटेड. एंड अगर इंडिया में फैल रही है तो पंजाब आइसोलेशन कैसे रहेगा? तो हम अपने तरफ से हॉस्पिटल बेड्स तैयार रख रहे हैं, मेडिकल स्टाफ तैयार रखे हैं उनको हैंडल करने के लिए. और एंड देन लॉकडाउन इज वन ऑफ द मेथड्स, ताकि सोशल कांटेक्ट हम काटें, ताकि ये ना बढ़े. ये है. एंड देन जब कोई ऐसे मरीज आते हैं, वो किसी मरीज को नहीं हम बाहर भेजते, सिर्फ वी इंसिस्ट दे कम. अब जब डॉक्टर्स को रखते, डॉक्टर्स फिर डिसाइड करते हैं जिसको होम क्वारंटीन करना है, घर में रहें या हॉस्पिटल में उनको लेना चाहिए. बिकॉज देयर आर सम, कभी लोगों के पास कोई के इन्फेक्शन है लेकिन वो सिम्टम्स नहीं दिखाते, तो वो जब सिम्टम्स आते हैं तभी पता लगता है, तभी टेस्ट कर सकते हैं आप. सो वी डोंट नो हु टू टेस्ट. सो वी आर गोइंग टू डू, अब इन द नेक्स्ट फ्यू डेज हम करेंगे, एंड वी आर गोइंग टू ट्राई एंड सी कि कहाँ कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है इस इन्फेक्शन की, और वहाँ देन उस तरीके से हम उसको डील करेंगे.
Mosmi from Astak is back. Mosmi, go ahead, ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Sir, आपसे पूछना था कि ICMR की रिपोर्ट आई है जो वो रेगुलर लगातार सर्वे कर रहे हैं, and in this report they have hinted at community spread, and this is the first time that the ICMR has found that there were at least 40 cases which had no foreign history of foreign travel and not come in contact with a COVID-19 positive patient. क्या आपको लगता है this is a cause of worry, और पंजाब के लिए ये कितना गंभीर मसला होगा? क्या वहाँ पे इस तरह के साइंस मिल रहे हैं?
देखिए, मैंने अभी आपको कहा है, हमारे जो आए हैं तकरीबन 1,40,000 के करीब हमारे बाहर से आए हैं, जब से ये उन मुल्कों में जहाँ से ये बीमारी लगी हुई है. 95,000 तो हमारे यहाँ आए हैं चंडीगढ़ और अमृतसर एयरपोर्ट में, और 44,000 हैं हमारे इंदिरा गांधी एयरपोर्ट में, और कुछ लैंड क्रॉसिंग्स में. अब ये आए हैं सब, कुछ तो हमारे लोग गए थे छुट्टी काटने या अपने रिश्तेदारों को मिलने, वो वापस आए हैं, या कुछ आए हैं जो NRIs जो यहाँ आते रहते हैं इस मौसम में अपने घर वालों को मिलने के लिए. तो वो इन्फेक्शन है, तो प्राइमरी इन्फेक्शन है. अब वो प्राइमरी से सेकेंडरी में आ गई जब फैलने लग गई. तो वी हैव कम टू स्टेज 2 नाउ. जो बाहर नहीं गए लोग लेकिन उनके वो इन्फेक्ट हो रहे हैं इससे. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, दैट वरी की बात ये है कि उससे कितनी इन्फेक्शन हुई है. अब मुझे कोई बता रहा था कि जयपुर में एक आदमी ओमान से आया और उसके 97 पीपल वर फाउंड टू बी इन्फेक्टेड बाय हिम. तो इस तरीके से अगर इन्फेक्शन बढ़ती रही तो नेचुरली इट कैन स्प्रेड वेरी फास्ट. दैट इज व्हाई हम इसको वी विल हैव टू सीरियसली थिंक अबाउट इंक्रीजिंग दिस लॉकडाउन एंड दिस कर्फ्यू इन द स्टेट.
जी सर,
कंटिन्यूटी में पूछना था, बता दे कंटिन्यू द सर हिंदी में बता दीजिए, जो आप लॉकडाउन रिलैक्सेशन की बात कर रहे हैं किसानों पे, क्या ये कहें कि 15 तारीख से ये लॉकडाउन रिलैक्सेशन होगा किसानों के लिए इम्प्लीमेंट?
नहीं, हम जो फैसला करें हम लॉकडाउन का, हम करें या गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया करे, जो भी करे, जहां तक किसानों की बात है, किसानों ने तो कटाई करनी है अपनी, और किसानों को हम ओपन, सबको हमने कह दिया, अपने इक्विपमेंट उन्होंने ठीक कर लिए, कमाइल ठीक कर ली, ट्रैक्टर्स कर ली, वो तो कुछ दिनों से हमने उनको परमिशन दी हुई है। और हमने, जैसे मैं शुरू में कहा था, हमने आज मंडियां भी, जो 1800 मंडी थी, हमने 3800 मंडीज बना दी, और ताकि इतना कांटेक्ट ना रहे, थोड़ा सा फासला रहे फार्मर्स का, और 1 या 2 या 3 गांव, छोटे गांव 3 नहीं तो बड़ा गांव एक गांव एक मंडी में जा रहा है, ताकि वो जाके अपनी वहाँ फसल दे सके। उनके लिए तो हम खुली छुट्टी है कि ये करें। वहाँ हम पुलिस को खड़ा कर रहे हैं, हमारे वी हैव गॉट गार्डियंस फॉर गवर्नेंस, एक एक्स-सर्विसमेंट की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, उनको हम एनसीसी को भी पूछ रहे हैं कि वो भी अपने लोग बैठे, ताकि वो खड़े वहाँ और सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग जो रखना है और जो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर वहाँ रखना है वो ठीक रखें। एंड आई थिंक जिस तरीके से हमने जिस तरह हमने प्लान किया है, उस तरह से मेरा ख्याल ठीक रहेगा। एंड हमारी टारगेट डेट है 31 मई तक हमने सब कुछ उठा लेनी है फसल।
Okay, Sandeep Sonkar from Vartman, go ahead.
Captain sir, namaskar. This is Sandeep from Vartman newspaper. It's a paper of West Bengal. So congratulations कि आप ही पहले पंजाब सरकार जो 144 जारी किया, कर्फ्यू किया, इसको रोकने की कोशिश किया. So my question is, what will be your suggestion to Prime Minister of India tomorrow
on this, on the question of lockdown?
On question of lockdown and कोरोना को रोकने के लिए.
Well,
what will be your suggestion?
पहली बात तो लॉकडाउन है. लॉकडाउन को तो आज हमारी कैबिनेट मीट कर रही है आफ्टरनून में. We will take a decision then what the views of the cabinet are, and then I will accordingly tell the Prime Minister. जहाँ तक दूसरा है, देखिए, no state has the resources today to fight such a major battle without the help of Government of India. और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को हमें उनको आना पड़ेगा आगे और हमारी हेल्प करनी पड़ेगी. जैसे 1500 करोड़ 15,000 करोड़ की हम बात कर रहे थे, दैट इज नथिंग फॉर इंडिया. इफ यू सी पर कैपिटा कितनी बनती है, 1.4 बिलियन तो हमारे लोग हैं. कैसे हम हेल्प करेंगे उनको सब? आई मीन देयर विल बी पीपल जो दिहाड़ीदार हैं, वो तो दिहाड़ी नहीं कर सकते इस मौसम में, तो फिर रोटी कहाँ से खाएंगे? सो वी हैव टू हेल्प दोज पीपल जो बेचारे, जिनके पास कोई ज़मीन नहीं, कोई काम नहीं, जो उनके बच्चे हैं, उनकी सब घर वाले हैं, कैसे वो खाएंगे रोटी? कुछ तो हमें हेल्प करनी पड़ेगी और स्टेट्स को करनी पड़ेगी, पर हेल्प लेनी पड़ेगी हमें सेंटर से. हम करेंगे. आई विल मेंशन दिस टू द प्राइम मिनिस्टर.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. I have a question. The friend from Tribune, Aditi, has sent. She wants to ask, sir, has Punjab entered community transmission stage? You said 27 positive cases, which came yesterday, appear to have no travel history. Are these 27 cases stage 3 cases of community transmission?
That is it. That is what I've just said. It is community transmission. I mean, these are not primary cases. Primary cases came with those 140,000 which I mentioned to you. And some, we know of a case, for instance, in Chandigarh, a young lady arrived and she straight away went to meet her relations and went to do some shopping. And the shopkeepers, some assistants became positive, her relations became positive. So ye jo baatein hai na, and then luckily, the Chandigarh people took cognizance of this, and those people were put under quarantine. But ऐसे कई जो 1,40,000 बाहर से आए हैं, वो किसको मिले शुरू कुछ दिनों में, कितने को इन्फेक्ट किया, we don't know. Now we are doing our checks, we are doing everything. एयरपोर्ट्स पे सबका चेक हुआ था, लेकिन इन्फेक्शन बाद में भी आ सकती है. So we are doing this. So this, what Aditi is asking is correct. I think out of these 27, most of them are from a secondary infection.
She follows it up separately, sir, and asks, faith groups have contributed disproportionately to the national COVID burden, be it Nizamuddin cluster or the Granthi, who was the first case in Punjab. What percentage of Punjab cases are related to faith gathering and faith groups? Also, how many people in Punjab are in government quarantine and how many in home isolation?
Those figures तो मैंने आपको दे दी थी. Where are those figures?
Quarantine 22,000.
There you go. But you know, you must forget we had put all those 94,000 in quarantine. But वो उनका टाइम खत्म हो गया और छोड़ दिए. आज जो हैं अभी 22,032 what is it? 22,032 are today in quarantine in Punjab. Total person with travel history, travel history. So sorry, not 22,000, 2,032. Travel history वाले हैं 61,831. Persons traced for 52 and 109. And quarantine period is over for 33,166. तो डॉक्टर्स ने छोड़ दिया इनको, निकाल दिया आफ्टर.
कैप्टन सर, रमन न्यूज 24 से.
रमन, हाँ जी
सर ये एक जानना था कि आज हमने आपके ट्विटर हैंडल पे देखा कि जिन लोगों को इलाज की जरूरत है, कोविड-19 के बारे में जानकारी की जरूरत है या ट्रीटमेंट की जरूरत है या टेस्टिंग की जरूरत है, उन्होंने आपने एक नंबर भी प्रोवाइड करवाया है. तो अगर कोई टेस्टिंग करवाना चाहता है, जैसा कि आपने कहा कि बाद में आपने 2 प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल्स को भी इंक्लूड किया टेस्टिंग के लिए, तो वो जो पैसा है, वो पैसा प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल्स सरकारी हॉस्पिटल्स में से फ्री किया जाता है टेस्टिंग. क्या प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल्स भी उसको करेंगे? और दूसरा एक सवाल है कि टेस्टिंग को लेकर, कम टेस्टिंग को लेकर नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू ने कल एक सवाल उठाया है कि पंजाब में काफी कम टेस्टिंग हो रहे हैं.
मैं तो आप ही कह रहा हूँ कि टेस्टिंग कम हो रहा है. हमारी टेस्टिंग टोटल जो हुए हैं, वेयर आर दोस फिगर्स? इट इज जो टेस्टिंग हुआ है आउट हमारे 28 मिलियन, हमारी 2.8 करोड़ हमारी पॉपुलेशन है, एंड ओनली 2,877 हैव बीन टेस्टेड. इट्स नथिंग. बिकॉज व्हाई? बिकॉज अभी तक तो शुरू में गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने अप्रूव दिया था पटियाला मेडिकल कॉलेज, अमृतसर मेडिकल कॉलेज एंड PGI. उसके बाद हमने we put all the equipment together and Faridkot Medical College is also taken on board. Now लुधियाना में 2 प्राइवेट हमारे हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, उनकी लेबोरेटरीज के लिए हमने परमिशन मांगी है. भाई परमिशन नहीं आई. एक तो क्रिश्चियन मेडिकल कॉलेज एंड दिस इज द अदर वन इज दयानंद मेडिकल कॉलेज. तो वी आर आस्किंग फॉर परमिशन फॉर देम. अगर मिल जाए तो वहां भी शुरू होगा. नेचुरली वो प्राइवेट हैं, we will have to assist in that testing. But ये जो अभी टेस्ट किट्स परमिट किए हैं, it is a antigen testing kits. जब वो आ जाएंगी, I hope we are getting 25,000 by Monday, so we can further spread it. अब उसमें तो एंटीजन का जो रिजल्ट आता है उससे डॉक्टर फैसला करते हैं इसको कोरोना टेस्ट करना है या नहीं टेस्ट करना. So that's there are 2 stages in doing this. लेकिन वो हमने कुछ ऑर्डर किए हैं. We have ordered 1 lakh also of these kits. कुछ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से हम लेंगे. उन्होंने 1.5 करोड़ मांगे हैं, बाहर से मंगवाए हुए हैं. So hopefully we'll get it and increase. So this is absolutely correct. It's not only in Punjab. सारे हिंदुस्तान में टेस्टिंग नहीं है जितनी होनी चाहिए. आप कभी ये देखो जो बाहर से बातें होती हैं, people come on television in BBC or CNN or whichever, जो डॉक्टर यही कहते हैं, test, just test as much as you can test. So that is what we have to do. So we are not geared up for it as a nation yet. Let's hope that in the next few days we will be geared up.
You and I wanted to ask a question. He wants to know, प्रधानमंत्री जी कल मुख्यमंत्रियों के साथ लॉकडाउन को लेकर वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग करेंगे. वर्तमान हालत को देखते हुए आप लॉकडाउन को बढ़ाने या हटाने की सलाह देंगे?
मैंने तो ये जवाब दे दिया है कि कैबिनेट मीटिंग दिस आफ्टरनून, उसमें हम फैसला करेंगे और उसमें से then we will cabinet field we will but my personal feeling is it should go on.
It should go on. Next one is from Hindu Business Line, and he wants to ask, the opposition had demanded the centre to issue an ordinance against all types of retrenchments. What is the situation in Punjab as MSME in places like Ludhiana and Jalandhar are facing huge challenges?
We should do what?
Any stoppage on retrenchments for next 6 months. Congress party had also demanded that there should be no retrenchments in MSMEs, small and medium enterprises, factories and all.
वो तो हमने पहले दिन से ही कहा था. In fact, I was the one who made a statement to say that please look after your labor. Badi companies, I know I can name you companies that are doing it. They look after your labor, house them, feed them, and give them wages, and that is happening. Most of the big companies here are giving wages and looking after them from the food and shelter point of view. जहाँ ये हैं वो तो संभालने गए हैं. फिर मैंने कहा था कि ये जो लोग माइग्रेंट लेबर आई है उनका भी संभाल करो, क्योंकि पंजाब की ज़रूरत है. कभी इंडस्ट्री तो चलेगी, उससे पहले तो फसल आ रही है, हमने इतनी फसल की कटाई करनी है. So look after them, and I'm happy to say people are looking after them, villages are looking after them. अकेले लुधियाने में 10 लाख बैठे हैं हमारे ये माइग्रेंट लेबर. So we are looking after them, and बस परसों से उनका काम, चौथे से काम शुरू हो जाएगा.
इसी से संबंधित सर अगला सवाल है. मीनाक्षी है सनमार्ग से, पश्चिम बंगाल का न्यूज़पेपर है. इन्होंने पिछले बार भी पूछा था कि इनको खबर है कि there are around 4,000 laborers who are still working under construction project sites in Punjab. So she is asking why are they working?
No, I don't think.
सर गुरु गोबिंद सिंह रिफाइनरी में है और बंगाल के 4,000 लोग वहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं, जिनको जो आपके पूरा वायलेशन हो रहा है, बठिंडा में है.
Let me tell you, we are no laborer. There's no construction activity. How can they be working? They are being staying here. They are being looked after. I've even had a letter from Naveen ji in Odisha कि हमारे उड़ीसा के लोग बैठे हैं, उनका ध्यान रखो. तो हम ध्यान रख रहे हैं. बंगाल वाले ध्यान रख रहे हैं. मेरे यहाँ पटियाला डिस्ट्रिक्ट में डेरा बसी, we have a concentration of Bengali people here. They are all being looked after. There is nobody who is not being looked after. Where we are not going by which state they will come from or which they don't come from. As far as we are concerned, they are Punjabis, and we are looking after everybody.
सर ममता बनर्जी साहिबा ने भी आपको चिट्ठी लिखा है.
मैंने तो परसों ममता जी से बात की थी. She never mentioned anything to me. I spoke to her, and I was talking about something else. I was talking about jute bags that we need from Bengal for our wheat harvest. उसके बारे में मैंने बात की. उन्होंने मुझे नहीं कहा कुछ कि हमारे लोग कोई प्रॉब्लम देख रहे हैं, क्योंकि किसी को हमने देखने दिया. बिहार बड़ा यहाँ है, छत्तीसगढ़ है, झारखंड है, सब बैठे हैं यहाँ. And we are looking after them. We must be lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of people, and they're all being fed by us. Free feeding, free looking after.
तो ममता जी ने क्या आपको जूट बैग देने के लिए कुछ कमिटमेंट किया है?
Well, she said that अभी सब कुछ लॉकडाउन में है, पर मैंने कहा ये फसल तो मैं लॉकडाउन नहीं कर सकता, वो तो आएगी जब आएगी, तो we have to have that bag. So she said, let me have a look and see. But we are making alternative arrangements that to have plastic bags also.
Okay. One question is, sorry, here is Sandeep from Bardhaman again. One question, ये जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने बहुत सारे टास्क फोर्स टाइप का कमिटी गठन किया है, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि ऑल द चीफ मिनिस्टर्स एंड प्राइम मिनिस्टर को लेके एक स्पेशल टास्क फोर्स ऑन कोविड-19 होना चाहिए, बिकॉज फॉर कोऑर्डिनेशन?
We have already got a task force operating on this. And not only this, I have even setting up a task force to look how we get back into normal functioning.
That is for Punjab. But I am asking for all the chief ministers and prime ministers.
Well, of course, because, after all, as the Chief Minister of Telangana said, our first priority is to look after our people and their livelihood, and to see that they survive. That is our priority, to see that the Punjabis survive. After that, how to get our industry moving and all is second stage. We'll look at it at that stage. But to me, first, every Punjabi is precious, and I have to see that his life is saved. And that is what I'm concentrating on. After that is over, then we will look towards a revival of industry. But for that, task forces are needed today. Look at the amount of damage that has gone into the economy of the states. How much industry is shut down? How will you start them? We are a small industrial state. We feel it. There are much larger industrial states in the country. So this all has to be looked into it by now. I can look after Punjab, but the Prime Minister will have to look after the national aspect of industry.
Thank you.
So the last question is related to addiction in Punjab, sir. The friend wants to ask, पंजाब में जिस तरह से नशे का मुद्दा रहा है, आपने अच्छा काम भी किया है, पर इस कर्फ्यू लॉकडाउन में जिस तरह से नशा पीड़ित या उनके परिवारों को आगे आकर आपने पीड़ितों का इलाज करवाने के लिए स्वास्थ्य मंत्री ने आह्वान किया, क्या उससे अच्छे नतीजे आ रहे हैं?
आपको I can tell you one thing. The only good thing that has come out of COVID is that the drugs supply line has broken. So we are happy. We have a task force working on drugs. As you know, I've got 1,000 policemen headed by a ADGP rank officer, and I've been informed that the task for the communication, the supply line of these drugs has been broken. So heroin and all these things which are being smuggled is now no longer happening for the
प्रणव
moment.
सर सवाल है
प्रणव जी
सर, एक
मुझे
बार सर,
मुझे सवाल
एक बार
एक सवाल पूछना भी है।
बारी बारी
हेलो,
से
हाँ, एक सवाल
जैनेंद्र की उंगली दिख रही है। जैनेंद्र वो है
सर, एक सवाल। हेलो,
जैनेंद्र वो है
जी, भाई साहब म्यूट कर लीजिए आप जो भी हैं प्लीज। ओके, मुख्यमंत्री जी मेरा 2 सवाल है। एक तो ये कि आपने जो अपना ओपनिंग रिमार्क था उसमें संभवतः कहा था कि स्थिति सामान्य होने में सितंबर अक्टूबर लग जाएंगे। नेटवर्क इशू की वजह से वो चीज क्लियर नहीं हुई थी, तो एक बार तो मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं कि आप क्या ये कह रहे हैं कि स्थिति सामान्य होने में सितंबर अक्टूबर हो जाएगा? मेरा पहला सवाल मुख्यमंत्री जी।
मैं आपको, I don't have it with me here, but I have a report which our experts have produced. We've got very able people who are there. They have senior medical officers and really top class people in this profession of virology. They have said that they expect कि ये इसकी पीक आएगी हिंदुस्तान में. So did the John Hopkins Institute and so did the Boston University. सबने यही बात की है कि हिंदुस्तान में I think you will touch a peak by July, August, and then it may come down. Here is the report, and it is here you are. It says that in the SF1 scenario, COVID-19 epidemic in India is estimated to reach its peak in mid-September, not July, mid-September, at a point when 58% of the population has been infected. So here you are. When these figures come, then they are frightening figures. So we have to do what we can. And of course, lockdown is one of the issues.
और दूसरा सवाल है मुख्यमंत्री जी, आप अगर अनुमति दें, कि पंजाब के काफी सारे लोग विदेश में रहते हैं। विदेशों में ये मामला जो है वो जनवरी से ही पीक पकड़ रहा था। तो सर आज तो हम देखते हैं कि केंद्र सरकार से लेकर के तमाम जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है वो बहुत एक्टिव है और बहुत सारे कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं, लेकिन इसके पहले की क्या तैयारी थी तमाम स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स की? मिसाल के लिए मैं आपकी सरकार की बात करना चाहूंगा, चाहे वो पीपीई का मामला हो या वेंटिलेटर का मामला हो या किट का मामला हो, सब सवालों के जवाब केंद्र सरकार से लेकर के राज्य सरकारें ये देती है कि हम कर रहे हैं, आने वाले दिनों में होगा। पहले से क्या तैयारी थी? क्योंकि सर देश में जो कोविड का मामला है वो मार्च के दूसरे हफ्ते में पहुंचा है, तो पहले से क्या तैयारी थी आप लोगों की? केंद्र सरकार से आप लोगों की पहली बातचीत क्या हुई थी? आपने कब सवाल उठाया था? केंद्र सरकार की तरफ से कब निर्देश आया था? जी सर।
No, ऐसे देश nobody predicted कि इस तरीके से ये दुनिया में फैलेगी. Why didn't Mr. Trump do it earlier? He didn't know that China में कोविड था. अब उनके आधा मिलियन, 5 million, what is it, 500,000 people are down in America. The same as UK, same as Europe, same as everywhere. Nobody expected this sort of thing to come. So जब आया, normally the health system is as it is. For instance, we were putting our entire priority in the budget onto education this year. हमें मालूम था कि कोविड आ रहा है, फिर तो हम हेल्थ पे लगाते. These are things that happened. Now it's happened, and then we have to improvise immediately. We have to change direction of our budget and all, and give money where it's necessary. But जहाँ तक हमारा है, जैसे मैंने कहा, apart from some ventilators जो अभी 100 के करीब और हम ले रहे हैं, and some masks, everything was available, and हमने ले लिए. जब बात होती है, तभी तैयारी होती है ना. जब कोई जंग होता है पाकिस्तान के साथ, तो हम we are all ready, but we are not geared up for that war. The moment the war comes on our step, then the nation gears up. So we have geared up for it, and now we are gearing up for this war.
Samia wanted to ask a question. Samia, उसके बाद अमिताभ सिन्हा जी बारी-बारी से पूछ लें.
Yeah, Captain sir, this is Samia Kapoor.
अच्छा, मुझे भी पूछना ही नहीं.
डिसरप्ट नहीं करें आप, मतलब पूछ लेंगे तो उसके बाद हम आएंगे आपके पास.
ठीक.
Captain sir, this is Samia from Times Now. My question to you is pertaining to the MP lads funds and the reduction in the MP salary. You have also been a former member of the parliament. You understand how important the MP lad funds is. How have the Punjab MPs been receiving this particular order from the government that the MP lad funds would be suspended for 2 years?
देखो, Punjab MPs are quite happy with the cut in their salary, but they're not happy with the cut in the MP lad funds. After all, those MP lad funds are for development of their areas. And naturally, they won't have anything left to develop their areas with. I think MP led funds, everyone is opposing. Salaries, yes, everyone is happy that it's some money and we're all contributing. All of us in Punjab are contributing. I've started a COVID relief fund, which has received a lot of money. So people are contributing, whether they are from the government or MPs or MLAs or whoever it is. All our MLAs have given a month's salary. All our ministers have given a month's salary. All our officers and employees, even down to the junior most constable, has contributed.
So, Captain Sir, will you raise this matter also in tomorrow's Prime Minister's meeting as far as the MP Lads funds are concerned, that the Prime Minister should take another view on it?
Well, on MP Lad funds, I'm sure, yes, I will, because my MPs would like me to do that. But other than that, I think also we have to tell the Prime Minister that some money has to be made available to the states to fight this battle. Because lots coming ahead of us. We have just started the war. Let me tell you, this is the beginning. This is the start of the battle. There's a lot to come yet. If they're predicting things are going to peak till October, look how many months are left.
Okay, Amitabh ji, do you come in, please? If Amitabh is not there, someone called Oppo A9. I don't know who this is. जी पूछें।
जी, आपने अपने एड्रेस में एक चीज कहा कि दिल्ली के निजामुद्दीन से 651 लोगों की रिपोर्ट आपके पास गई थी, जिसमें से 636 लोगों को अभी तक आपने ट्रेस किया, 15 लोग अभी तक अनट्रेस्ड हैं। ये वाकई परेशान करने वाली बात है, क्योंकि अभी एक तरफ आप जहां कम्युनिटी स्प्रेड की बात कर रहे हैं, वहीं ये लोग अभी तक पता नहीं लगे हैं। इससे कितना खतरा महसूस कर रहे हैं और किस तरीके से स्टेट मैकेनिज्म इन्हें ट्रेस करने के लिए लगातार काम कर रहा है, कुछ बता पाएंगे?
ये जनवरी से चल रहा है। जो तो पीछे से हुए ये 2000 लोग आए, उसमें इतने नहीं थे। हमारे जो आए थे पहले आए से दूसरी अर्ली अलॉट से, और वो अर्ली अलॉट को जो भेजा गया था यहाँ, कोई महाराष्ट्र से है, कोई छत्तीसगढ़ से है, कोई जो यहाँ के अपनी जो उनको उनकी ड्यूटी होती है अपना काम करने का, हमारे मस्जिदों में वगैरह यहाँ कर रहे हैं। लेकिन उनमें जो आए हैं हमारे पास, मैंने कहा था कि ट्रेस हमने 636 कर दिए, बीइंग ट्रेस 15 नहीं हमें ट्रेस हुए, एंड करंटली इन पंजाब इज 533 सैंपल्स कलेक्टेड, इनमें से 481, 27 पॉजिटिव हैं। तो दैट इज अ वेरी डेंजरस फिगर एंड ये प्रॉब्लम है। So we are going ahead and we are trying to trace them out.
Okay, thank you sir.
सर मीनाक्षी का सवाल
मीनाक्षी आपने पूछ लिया, आपने सारे सवालों का जवाब दे दिया। मीनाक्षी प्लीज नॉट,
सर को पता नहीं है, सर को पता नहीं है कि कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है। मेरे अलावा भी नेटवर्क 18 के पंजाबी चैनल ने इसको स्टोरी किया है।
Let him go back and find out, Meenakshi. He's assured help.
Just 1 second.
He'll get off the press conference and he'll inquire and respond to you. I assure you, on his behalf, I will inform you. Let him find out first. He's in the press conference. He can't just check the facts now. You've given your input, he'll find out.
Next Bengal में
Meenakshi, no, let other ask. I'm sorry, Meenakshi, you can't go on endlessly. Please stop now. I'll request Vinit ji, कोई अगर साथी रह गए जिन्होंने अभी तक सवाल नहीं पूछा हो तो उनको बुला लें। एक runner just wanted to ask. Silence, please, sir.
हेलो सैयद, हेलो,
एक मिनट विनीत, प्लीज इंटरवीन। जो रह गए
सैयद जी हैं,
सैयद पूछे।
हाँ, मेरा सवाल ये है कैप्टन साहब कि कल जो प्रधानमंत्री के साथ आपकी बैठक है, तो उसमें एमएसपी बढ़ाने को लेकर या इंडस्ट्रीज को और फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस देने के लिए बात करेंगे आप, क्योंकि आप कह रहे हैं इंडस्ट्रीज कैन नॉट गो फॉरएवर लाइक दिस।
Actually, already this year they have increased the bonus by 85 rupees. Bonus लेकिन हमने एक पहले मांगा पर कुछ नहीं, और for the storage and all that, having that place and all that.
I'm sorry, everybody is speaking. We cannot hear him. एक मिनट शांत हो जाएं, किसी की आवाज नहीं आ रही है, सब कुछ बोल रहे हैं, कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है। It's better to wind up if you are not willing to listen to him. If you have to have a question, please ask one by one. Who wants to ask the question next? विनीत जी, संजीव, कौन अगला कोई रहता है सवाल पूछने वाला तो बताएं।
मैंने पूछ लिया था।
हेलो, आप नहीं है?
हेलो, मैं पूछूं शशिधर।
हेलो,
शशिधर जी आप रह गए थे, पूछ लें। एक मिनट शशिधर जी आप रह गए थे, पूछ लें।
कैप्टन साहब मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था, हेलो प्लीज थोड़ा सा माइक म्यूट करें,
सब लोग शांत हो जाए।
साइलेंस प्लीज। कैप्टन साहब मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था कि अभी कम्युनिटी में जाकर के जहां से ये पॉजिटिव केसेस आ रहे हैं उससे ये लग रहा है और लोगों में संक्रमण फैल रहा है, तो क्या कम्युनिटी में जाकर के कब तक पंजाब अभी लोगों की टेस्टिंग करने में कैपेबल हो पाएगा? क्योंकि जब तक हम कम्युनिटी में जाकर के इसकी टेस्टिंग नहीं करेंगे या बड़े पैमाने पर टेस्टिंग नहीं करेंगे, हमें पता नहीं चल पाएगा कि कोविड-19 के वाकई कितने अफेक्टेड लोग पंजाब में हैं या कहाँ हैं। तो ये कब तक आप इसमें कैपेबल हो पाएंगे और कब ये रैपिड टेस्टिंग या कम्युनिटी में जाकर के बड़े पैमाने पर टेस्टिंग शुरू कर पाएंगे? कैप्टन साहब,
पहले तो हम हॉटस्पॉट्स आइडेंटिफाई कर रहे हैं। वो हॉटस्पॉट्स जो होंगे वहाँ हमारे पहले हम जो टेस्टिंग किट्स आएंगे वहाँ भेजेंगे, एंड वी आर गोइंग टू डू इट इन दैट होल एरिया। मैंने आपको कहा है एक एरिया होशियारपुर में 14 गांव हमने कट ऑफ कर दिए, एक नवा शहर में जहाँ ज्ञानी जी आए थे जो पहले लेके आए थे वो भी हमने कट ऑफ कर दिया, एंड दे आर अंडर टोटल क्वारंटीन, एंड वहाँ भी इन दीज हॉटस्पॉट्स हम इसकी टेस्टिंग करेंगे with this new टेस्ट किट्स व्हिच आर कमिंग, एंड अगर उधर कोई पॉजिटिव निकलने के चांस हैं या जो मेडिकल डॉक्टर फील करते हैं कि ये जो एंटीजन टेस्ट है दिस इज इंडिकेटिंग कि कोई ऐसी बात है, फिर ये जो 5 हमारे सेंटर्स हैं उन से ब्लड ड्रॉ करके और फिर उन सेंटर्स में भेजेंगे फॉर अ चेक वेदर इनका कोरोना पॉजिटिव है या नहीं।
क्या अभी हॉटस्पॉट का आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाए हैं? कितने हॉटस्पॉट पंजाब में हैं सर?
We have the hotspots, but what do we test with?
How many hotspots in Punjab, sir?
I've told you already. In Hoshiarpur and in Nawashahar we have.
Nawashahar, only the 2.
And one in Dera Bassis. Sorry.
One in Dera Bassis.
Yeah. Pranav.
Okay.
Captain Saab, you just gave 2 figures, about the projections made by experts on the spread of the virus in India. On one side, you said 85%, they fear that 85% of India's population could be affected. On the other side, you said, John Hopkins study, you said 58% could be affected. So I just wanted to know what are the national projections in this regard, because you've been in touch with the government. And also, how long can the lockdown continue in such a scenario?
Well, this is a report made by the Department of Community Medicine and School of Public Health, PGI, which is PGI, Chandigarh, and it has very senior people on it. And this is, I can only read out what they have written. And I can read out to you again. In the CFI scenario, COVID-19 epidemic in India is estimated to reach its peak in mid-September 2020 at a point where 58% of the population has been infected. Table 3, figure 2, cumulatively. COVID-19 is likely to infect 87% of Punjab's population and other populations. Now, here are your figures. These are given by doctors. We have to accept them, and we have to prepare accordingly for what they've said. So we are our response to this as a government and as preparations is going to be based on this report, and that is why I told you in phase 4 we are thinking. Phase 1, of course, I've told you 2 and 3 is already in preparation. 3 will be up to 30,000 patients, and 4, if we have to go to that, we are preparing for 100,000.
So if peak comes in September, you think the lockdown can continue till then?
It doesn't matter. I put up also a very high-powered committee how we can extricate ourselves from this lockdown and how the state can function with Corona around, and yet Punjab has to work. You can't keep shut down till September, October. So let that report come out with. It's a very high-powered, very high. It's got scientists, it's got doctors, it's got administrators, it's got everybody on it. And once that report comes in, then we'll decide how to proceed.
ओके सर, मैं इससे पहले कि आपका धन्यवाद करूं, काफी साथी सुबह से पूछ रहे थे, कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट की मीटिंग है पीसीसीज के साथ 4 बजे, तो only PCCs will be there in that meeting with the Congress president. She's anyway interacting every day. So at the end, I would like to thank you very much, Captain Saab, for being so patient and taking all questions and answering everything in detail. I hope our friends are satisfied. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you all of you for all this, because
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. That was very enlightening. Thank you.
How are you? Are you keeping okay?
I'm good, sir. you're doing a good